Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video, an amazing, literally like one of the greatest replays I've ever seen using a T-34. But before starting that video, I just wanted to make something clear. There is two different types of T-34 in the game, the T-34 Independence and the regular T-34 that you can acquire at pretty much every single time of the year. As July is coming closer, I'm expecting Wargaming to put this tank in the shop, which is the exact same when it comes to statistics than the T-34, but the T-34 1776 is the only tank that features this legendary camo, and this is also the tank we're going to see today. So let's not lose too much time and jump directly into it. As I just told you guys, we have the pleasure of taking a look at a T-34, a tank that has been running around as a premium tank for years in World of Tank Blitz, probably among the first one to be introduced. And here it's played by Kaboom Noob. Nice name. I'm probably going to call you Kaboom because that's easier for me to say. And they sent me that replay telling me, yeah, you're going to see it's the top 1 Hall of Fame ever. So it's the biggest damage ever done with a T-34 in this game. And as the tank has been around for years, it's quite impressive every time we see someone break an already existing record. And here it's the case, and oh boy, are you going to take a look at something really crazy. So let's start off with the playstyle of the tank, as we see that there is not much action at the moment, so we're going to take pleasure talking about this. When you're using the T-34, you're going to see two things. When you take a look at the tank, you have a huge gun mantlet, and this gun mantlet is really hard to be penetrated, because when you take a look at it, sorry, I failed, you see that if you hide the cupola well by using your 10 degrees of gun depression, you are nearly impenetrable when it comes to tier 8. You can still get penetrated in your turret cheeks, but it's quite hard to get them because you need an extremely good accuracy, and on top of that, you really need to have a lot of penetration. Here, now, for the hull, it's kind of a bad hull when it comes to this tank. Now for the rest, what I want you to understand about it is that as long as you're all down and from a safe position, you shouldn't struggle too much bouncing and dealing damage. On top of that, you have one of the greatest penetration at tier 8 for heavy tanks, and the reload time is average. Maybe something that kind of sucks with it, if you don't fully aim, you are possibly gonna fail your shot because the accuracy on this thing is definitely not the best. Luckily for Kaboom, at the moment, his accuracy is not failing him as he's going around snapshotting literally everything. I like what he's doing right now. He's trying to bait the Vulcan at first to make him move from his position, and in the end, it seems like the Vulcan wanted to try something but did it too late. Not a problem for our friend, he's going for the RHM. If I was him, I would have tried to sneak an HE on this guy, but hey, at least they're still in the game. And you see that we're already 2 minutes into it, and they're already losing quite a lot because it's a 2 versus 4. It's not going to be a problem because it seems like they are base capturing, so our friend is trying to stay all down. He's not trying to push. It's useless to push. He has disadvantage. He needs to wait for the enemies to try something, which implies that if the enemies are not pushing, he will probably not go in. There is still the base capture running around, so at one point they will have, if the enemies are staying on the cap circle, they'll have to push. For the moment, it's not the question. They are trying to eliminate as much targets as possible without taking any more shots. Luckily for him, it's not the RHM that is capping, because if it was the RHM, it would be really hard for him to get the base uncaptured, because the RHM is one of the greatest tanks when it comes to camo rating, so it would have probably been needed to get to 50 meter close or something like that for it to work. There we go for another shot on the Vulcan. 258 millimeters of penetration are always doing the job, and he's still waiting. He doesn't need to go in, and he's lucky that the enemies are not trying to push him, because if they did, possibly due to the bad DPM T-34 has, he would have been completely wrecked. But here it's not a problem. He's trying to get a shot on the Vulcan, and oh boy, he managed to get it. He's at 3.4k damage for the moment, and there is the Yak Panther too. We don't necessarily know what the guy is doing. I'm just gonna take a look if you don't mind. What is our friend doing? Nothing, and he's also stuck, which is definitely not gonna help our adventure here. He's going for an HE finally, and no, it seems like the RHM is not using a Spolliner, which is gonna be helpful now because he managed to destroy the ammos. Now we know that the RHM is going to take longer to reload. Is he going to try it? If I was him, I would try it because the RHM is really doing some bad stuff. If the RHM was trying to go on the left side, maybe he would have been able to avoid that. But in the end, the RHM just killed himself here. It was suicide, a planned suicide, or maybe not, but it was definitely one. So there you go, our friend is trying, and once again, as I told you, finally we see it. The accuracy of the tank when you're trying to snapshot should be bad. Here it's a little bit difficult for our friend, because from that position, it's hard to bounce. He still has some knowledge about the game, because even if your tank is not made for side scraping, if you do it while over-angling a little bit your armor, your side armor, you should be able to do it. And this is what happened. He sneaked the shot, now there is the IS running around. The IS is a one-shot, and he will only have to deal with the IS-3, so it's extremely important for him to kill the IS. The IS killed himself right in the melee, which will help our friend getting an all-down position, possibly against the IS-3. We already know where the IS-3 is, and it seems like the guy doesn't want to move, or... Oh no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me he's AFK. Oh, no, it's not. He's not AFK, never mind. I thought he was. He's not AFK, our friend took the shot, not a problem, he sneaks and another one, and luckily for him, it seems like all his damage are quite high. Look at this, 450, 489. I want to remind you that the alpha damage with this tank is only 400. So it's not a problem. There we go. Luckily for him, the IS-3 shot straight into his gun mantlet, and now it's a sure win, because the T-34 penetration is so high that it's literally impossible for him to fail at this point. So there we go, he puts another shot, he's reloading, he's sneaking an HE just to be able to secure the kill. Or no, he goes for a gold shell, just to be sure. And that's it. 5 kills, 7.1k damage, and our friend is quite happy in the chat, and he can be, because he just broke one of the biggest world records with the T-34. That's it, 200, literally, just take a look at how much credits our friend does, 200,000, and we're not even talking about on the pricing, or not even using credit coefficient, credit booster, sorry, nothing, and it's just insane. Just take a look at that. It was one-man army. He killed literally everything there was to kill on the battlefield, and yet that's not thanks to its team. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.